Hello again, everyone. It's me, Marcus, and I review stuff, mostly music. And today, I'm reviewing the song Traveling Shoes by Lawrence Arabia. I have been asking, for you guys to recommend things that you feel like maybe I haven't heard before. Looking at my list of things that people have recommended, whole lot of Muse on here, whole lot of Royal Blood and Rival Sons. So all bands I've heard before, and I'll definitely get to those reviews at some point. But I guess what I'm wanting now is suggestions and recommendations for bands that maybe I haven't heard as much, or that you've never seen me do on my channel. Because a big part of this is to broaden my horizons and listen to new types of music. I really want to know more about what kind of music I've been missing. So Muse has been a huge one for me. The band that I had never really listened to before. And now that I'm starting to really enjoy their music. So I'm hoping to find that next band. So please keep the recommendations coming. My list is going to get entirely too long to manage. In fact, I would say my list is probably already entirely too long to manage. But like I said, I'll keep knocking them out. You keep the requests coming, and I'll keep knocking them out as quickly as I can. Anyway, this was a request. I had a couple people request for me to do stuff by Lawrence Arabia, so I've never heard his music before. I noticed it was a guy from New Zealand or something like that. So yeah, haven't heard it before, but I can tell. I guess it's indie rock because of this video. Kind of tells me that. So anyway, let's listen to some Lawrence Arabia, Traveling Shoes. Here we go.
Gets a little scary after dark. There's nothing to do. It feels like there is only two sane people and they're leaving soon. It's a town of perfect isolation. Holding her close though you don't really want her. He's got a unique style, and he's been yearning for a while. He knows he's got to go away. He gazes at the sky, and like departure passes by. He knows he's got to go away. He sees an afternoon on fire, a fever season. He sees made-up girls and Hondas with glasses tees on at the swimming pools and malls of black big jeans and flirting, aggressions in the air. He'll give them his time, but he doesn't want to share it. Wants to be anywhere but here. In a town of perfect isolation. Holding her close though you don't really want her. He's got those magic moves.
That was kind of groovy. I like that one. A bit. It definitely kind of falls into that indie rock vein. But if this is any indication, came out back in January of 2013, which so I think that's it's pretty neat that it's an enjoyable song, and it still has that kind of indie rock, indie pop flair to it. While I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway. I enjoyed it. It was pretty chill, a chill listen, I feel like I've been listening to a lot more up-tempo, upbeat type of music, so this one was a little bit chill, kind of took it back for me a little bit, which I liked it, and it sort of had this retro sound to it. So anyway, let's talk about those lyrics real quick. So, starts off, young man, feeling old, looking with scorn at the tasteless, feeling bored, wearing his PJs at that hippie cafe, everybody stares at him that way. So, the young guy who's feeling old, looking with scorn at the tasteless. I guess his surroundings have become sort of bland to him. He feels bored. Wearing his PJs at that hippie cafe, everybody stares at him that way. Skateboard, Council Park, gets a little scary after dark. There's nothing to do. It feels like there are only 2 sane people, and they're leaving soon. It's a town of perfect isolation, holding her close, though you don't really want her. He's got those magical boots. He's bought his traveling shoes. So yeah, it sounds like a young person who's just they're getting bored of their surroundings. They're getting bored of their town, their little town, their city. The things that used to be fun for them, like skateboarding around Council Park at night. As an adult, it's not as fun anymore. A little bit scary, right? There's nothing to do for people that age. I can totally relate to that. Being 9 months away from 30, I'm like, it's not a whole lot for like someone my age to do in this town. Especially for me. I mean, there is stuff for people my age to do, but most of it revolves around like drinking and stuff like that. I don't drink alcohol, so that like severely limits the things that are available to me. I feel like, but luckily I have a good group of friends who doesn't really care about stuff like that. So we typically spend our Fridays and Saturdays and stuff playing either video games or playing like D&D or something like that, right? So it all works out. My point is, if you're not like me and you don't have those hobbies and interests and stuff, then I can see how a town where there's not much to relate to can get pretty stale. And so he says it's a town of perfect isolation. Not that you are isolated in the town, or not even that the town itself is isolated, but that the person is feeling isolated in this town, despite the people who are close to them. Like it says here, holding her close, though you don't really want her. So it's not that they are isolated, they just feel isolated because there's no one to relate to. He's got those magical boots. He's brought his traveling shoes. So I think what it sounds like is since he's bored here, he's ready to go travel. He's ready to go do something else. He gazes at the sky, and like departure passes by. He knows he's got to go away, so that's exactly it. He's ready to go on an adventure, do something more interesting. He sees an afternoon on fire, hay fever season. He sees made-up girls in Hondas. His glasses tease them. So I think he's maybe starting to kind of wake up to the world, I guess. He sees an afternoon on fire. I think that means he sees his afternoon being filled with fun. I'm not sure what hay fever season means other than getting allergies and being miserable. He sees made-up girls in Hondas, so these girls are driving around with their makeup on, they're ready to party, whatever. His glasses tease them, and I'm not sure what that means entirely. At the swimming pools and malls, with black big jeans and flirting, the crash is in the air. He'll give them his time, but he doesn't want to share it. He wants to be anywhere but here. So stuff like swimming, malls, stuff like that's not really interesting to him. Even, flirting with girls and stuff. I don't know. Sounds like he's just really bored. In a town of perfect isolation, holding her close till you don't really want her. He's got those magical boots. He's brought his traveling shoes. He's got a unique style, and he's been yearning for a while. He knows he's got to go away. He gazes at the sky, and like departure passes by, he knows he's got to go away. So, I don't know if this person ever does end up traveling, it does sound like they want to, and they know they need to I guess break out of their funk. But with that verse about swimming pools and malls, it sounds like they don't actually ever get to go out and experience that. So hey, I liked talking about these lyrics, and for that reason specifically, I give it 2 thumbs up lyrically. I really enjoyed that. I think a lot of indie pop, oddly enough, at least from what I've heard, really explores like growing up and becoming an older person, and trying to discover yourself when you're no longer just like a teenager. Yeah, a lot of indie pop is just there to be pop music and to be enjoyable, but I think a lot of it is actually much more introspective than people give it credit for. And so I think this is perhaps one of those songs, unless I'm just reading way too much into it, but I do think this is one of those songs, and I really appreciate that about this song. So yeah, lyrically, I'll give it 2 thumbs up for sure. Instrumentally, I think it was pretty standard. Like I said, pretty chill, pretty relaxed. I think it's what I've come to expect from maybe an indie pop or indie rock song. To me, there wasn't too much to really grasp onto. When I say that, I think of a song like The Less I Know The Better by Tame Impala. That's an indie pop, indie rock song, right? But it has just that absolute monster of a guitar riff that really hooks you in and is super memorable. The moment I hear that guitar riff, that song comes on, I'm all about it. And so for this, I think this song is missing sort of an element like that that's really going to keep me coming back. But I do enjoy what they did instrumentally. There was a lot of different instruments you heard in there. Maybe some sort of violin or fiddle. I've said before, I'm musically an idiot. There was some sort of string instrument in there. That's what I can tell you, and I liked how it sounded. There's a little bit of piano. There was they were like knocking wood blocks together and some shit at the end. So, there's plenty of instruments in there, and I think they all really work together really well. And it makes for just kind of a laid back, kind of chill song, which I enjoyed about it. But like I said, it's just lacking any sort of like instrumental piece that really keeps me craving coming back for more, right? So, but I thought it was fine. I think his voice is nice. He definitely has that indie pop, indie rock voice, very high pitched when it needs to be, very smooth. And yeah, his voice sounds good. I think he's up there with some of the ones I've heard before. Now this is the only song I've heard from him, but it was enjoyable vocally. Definitely enjoyed his vocal performance there. So I'll give it a thumb up. Like I said, had it had maybe some sort of more memorable instrumental piece for me, I think it'd definitely be 2 thumbs. But right now it's 1. As far as listenability goes, I see this having some replay value for me. If I'm just kicking back, chilling, I can see my girlfriend definitely liking this song. So she's super into indie pop. So I can see her liking this song. I'm sure once I play it around here for the first time, she's gonna be like, "Oh, who's this?" Because to my knowledge, I don't think I've ever seen her or heard her listen to Lawrence Arabia or have her mention them. I remember all the bands she mentioned. She loves Local Native. She loves Bombay Bicycle Club, stuff like that. I actually listen, and I know what she enjoys listening to. I listen when she talks about her favorite music. So I do know what she likes, and I don't think I've ever heard her talk about Lawrence Arabia. So, I can see her really enjoying this, and therefore I'm going to have to listen to it plenty of more times, which I won't complain about, because I think it's a good song. Is it going to be like one of my go-to, absolutely always in my rotation? No, but I can see myself revisiting this one again. Again, if I just want to chill, kick back, or I'm just driving or something and I want some chill music on, right? So something like that would be perfect. But yeah, that's it for the video. Like I said, I kind of enjoyed this one. Keep the requests coming. I would love to see more from Lawrence Arabia. Like I said, this is really the first song I've seen from them. So yeah, keep them coming. Leave a comment down below. If you like the song, go check out the artist. Go listen to their music wherever you can. Support them as best you can. One way you can check them out is in my Spotify playlist down in the description. I've made a playlist on Spotify that has every single song that I have reviewed on my channel so far, which makes for kind of a weird combination, but this one will fit in there nice and neatly. So yeah, that's about it. If you want to support me, just do all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And yeah, I'm out. See you guys later. Bye.